So, Roger, you make a really good point there that people need to be doing much more, NATO countries. But obviously, Donald Trump wanted the defense spending in NATO countries to be raised significantly. This was agreed to. But if we look at different European countries, they're facing their own crisis when it comes to the economy, when it comes to cost of living, when it comes to energy prices caused by this war between Russia and Ukraine. How realistic is it to keep on funding this machine from the European NATO countries as it does dent their budgets? And we're clearly seeing this even in the UK.
Well, we want to protect our freedoms and our democracy in Europe. If we don't have our freedoms and democracy in Europe, we don't have anything at all. So it does require more spending, and it does require the government and members of parliament, especially members of parliament, to go out to the public and to make the case, because people are facing the squeeze. People want money spent on schools and education and other things, and they may not want it spent on defence, which is why we need to make the case for it. But if we don't have peace in Europe, if we don't defend ourselves against hybrid warfare being waged by Vladimir Putin and his regime, it will undermine everything that we value. It will undermine the basis of our society. He's already trying to do that. We must not let him pass. We must defend our democracy, we must defend our societies, and we must defend the foundation of our societies on which everything else depends. So I think it is a question of making the case to the public so that the resources can be made available, so that the plan to defend Ukraine can be more realistic, not just to defend Ukraine, but defend Europe as well. We in Europe need to take the threat from Russia very seriously, and we need to prepare to defend ourselves from a war with Russia. I'm not saying that a war with Russia is going to happen tomorrow. I am saying Europe is not prepared, and that is not an acceptable situation. So I think you're right to point the finger at how realistic is it. And it is a challenge. We are a long way from being in the position in Europe where we can adequately defend ourselves and defend Ukraine. But we must get to that position, and we're a long way from it, and there's some persuasion to do of the public, and I think I want to see members of parliament stepping up and making the case and not just leaving it to governments to do so. Otherwise, we will be left too weak in the face of too serious